Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
She's the woman who's been with us through so many stages of our lives, from the awkwardness of puberty to the joys and challenges of pregnancy. Her book, Up the Duff, was the main book I relied on through my pregnancies. Well, now Kaz Cooke is here to help us cope with a much misunderstood period, excuse the pun, of our lives in her new book called It's the Menopause. So grab a fan for those hot flushes, ladies, and let's get all the tips from the delightful Kaz Cooke. Hello, Kaz.
Oh, good morning, Jonesy and Amanda. Well, particularly
Kaz.
Amanda, because I feel like you may be more of a sort of target audience for this kind of book about the filthy menopause.
You know, it's funny. We've been doing a few interviews lately about our 18 years together on the radio, and Jonesy and I used to joke when we first started about how hilarious it would be if we're still doing the show when I went through menopause, and we joke about me coming to work in a brunch coat with egg down my front. We've gone through it and we've come out the other side.
Well, have we?
Yeah.
Have we? And the thing is, Kaz, I've got two women in my life. I've got Amanda here at work. I've got Helen, my wife, at home, both going through menopause at different stages because Amanda went through it before Helen, then Helen's going through it. So I feel like I've been going through this menopausal life for the last...
But it's stuff we've never talked about before, and isn't it? Sorry, Kaz, over to you. Do you feel that finally we're owning it?
Oh, my God, there's been such a stigma and a taboo and don't talk about it. And I mean, hundreds of years ago, they used to say if a woman has her period and she walked past a fruit tree, all the fruit would fall off and die because we're poisonous.
Oh, God.
And, you know, unfortunately, some people haven't come very far. And it's still, like, if it's about periods or it's about women's health, you know, people are ashamed to talk about it. And there's people talk about hot flushes and they might talk about, you know, not wanting to have sex anymore, but there's always other stuff that can happen to you. And what I say about the list of possible symptoms, you know, more than 30 of them in the book, is to show your partner, show the kids that you're living with in the house and talk about it, because otherwise nobody knows why mum is furious or crying or seeming not to cope and has brain fog. And this doesn't happen to everyone, and you won't get all the 35 symptoms, but you might get some of them, and you might not even know they're part of the menopause. When I first started getting symptoms, I just didn't connect it with hormones, because I was only in my mid-40s when I first started, and that was years before I got my first hot flush. So
yes, I remember the irrational anger. Suddenly just have this anger in your throat.
Yeah.
Yes,
I remember that too.
I do think that estrogen might stop people from killing their husbands.
Yes.
I think but you know, there's all this other stuff that I thought periods would just stop one day and that would be it. But people are getting really heavy, weird periods that last for weeks. People are having this crash of confidence. They've got dry skin, they've got itchy skin. You know, people just aren't putting it all together. And even doctors, you need a good GP to be able to help you. So there's also a list in the book about what to ask your doctor, because a lot of women are being dismissed and told, oh, it's too early, it can't be that, or you just have to put up with it. And so when they find a good GP who can help them decide whether they need a medication and what kind, and what's safe for them, it's like they sort of clutch onto them like remember that scene in Titanic at the end where, you know...
Yeah.
So it can be scary. It can go on for years.
It can go on for years. And also I find that, you know, I'm on hormone replacement therapy. I'm 61 and even some GPs say you shouldn't be on it this long. But then, you know, I've been seeing this amazing gynecologist who said, well, let's look at your other factors, and if you're having mammograms all the time and you check this and you check that, these are your risk factors versus the benefits you'll get from it. So we've been made to be fearful of some of the medications as well.
Yeah, and some of those old studies about, and they're calling it now MHT, menopause hormone therapy. So it can be so confusing, but also that's old information. You know, this hormonal medication, it doesn't cause cancer, and you can stay on it for longer than 5 years. So a lot of the information is 20 years old. That's the scary stuff. So that's why you need someone who's up with the latest information, and that's why I've got those lists in the book of what to ask and what to check, because not everyone can take medication, but there's always something that you can try for different things, like shouting at people. Right. That can help.
Okay. And so, or getting yourself an amazing gynecologist. Is that a thing?
Well, that's what Kaz is saying.
Well,
Find a doctor you trust.
You don't want a dud gynecologist, do you?
No, we don't make jokes about gynecologists, Brendan. They're very important parts for women's health.
Oh, okay.
And it's true. Even a good GP, like, I'm not saying you have to go to a specialist, but you've got to be so wary of all this wellness stuff, and all these celebrities going, I've got this magnificent menopause moisturiser. Well, no, you haven't. You've just got a lovely jar that costs $75. It's ridiculous.
Go to Priceline, get some Sorbeline cream, and you pay
There's a lot of
less
misinformation.
Well, Kaz, it's great. It's your new book. I like how it bookends. You got Up the Duff. What was in the middle? Teens, crazy teens, and how much you hate them and something, and then now it's the menopause.
No. We don't hate the teens. We love them. So the books are called Girl Stuff, right. And they were for the girls themselves.
Okay, aren't you good?
Yeah. But yes, life stages. And yes, this is it. This is it, baby. Menopause and we're out.
Oh, well, you never know, Kaz. We'll be holding hands for whatever the next stage is, that's for sure.
Good on you, Kaz.
Yeah, we will.
Thank you for joining us. Check it out.